more on this. I'm joined now by the Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu of California. He is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, and in 2001, he served as a House manager during the second impeachment trial of Donald Trump, which essentially made him a prosecutor of that particular impeachment case. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being with us. I want to ask you about something that's not included in that allegedly in the target letter. Again, we have not seen the target letter. We've heard about it. One of the things that's not included is a criminal referral that you all made, or at least the committee, the January 6th committee made, to indict Donald Trump for assisting or backing up an insurrection. That does not seem to be at play here. Tell me your thoughts on that. Is it disappointing to you that it's not, assuming what we know today, because anything can happen?
Thank you, Ali, for your question. What Jack Smith is doing is trying to not only put out all the crimes that Donald Trump may have committed and other co-conspirators, but also to be able to prove them beyond a reasonable doubt in court. And there may be reasons because of evidence or varying standards why you would bring one charge over another. In terms of the fake elector scheme, that's much easier because you don't have free speech issues. You don't have issues related to, well, did this actually incite an insurrection? It's much more black and white. Either you had a fake elector or you didn't, and either they tried to submit their names or they didn't. They signed this document or they didn't sign that document. So that might be one reason he's bringing certain charges, but not others.
Yesterday, you tweeted about Donald Trump's attacks against Jack Smith. It's been in stark contrast, by the way. He complimented Aileen Cannon, his judge in the Mar-a-Lago case, as a patriot and said, we need more judges like her. Meanwhile, prosecutors he attacks. And you tweeted that in the entire history of America, the total number of prosecutors in high-profile cases who ran away in fear because of public threats by a criminal suspect is exactly zero. Criminal suspects who act like bullies increase the resolve of prosecutors. And I think you're right. Every prosecutor I've talked to repeats this. They all say that there are implied threats. Donald Trump's gone farther than that.
You're right, Ali. And I'm also a former prosecutor, and I can just tell you, prosecutors love when defendants start speaking publicly. And especially in the classified documents case, the things that Donald Trump has said, Jack Smith can really just roll the tape and just have the jury watch it because he's already proving elements of the crime just through things that he's saying. Now, in terms of the threats from Donald Trump, they are serious. We can't just ignore them. At the same time, it's not going to change what Jack Smith is going to do. I also do want to note that in a constitutional republic, and now we're talking about the potential second indictment, a crime of trying to steal the election should be considered one of the highest crimes possible because that's striking at the core of our republic. And we'll see what the charges that Jack Smith brings.
So I'm always surprised and disappointed by some of your colleagues in the House who cannot take any offered exit ramp to get off the Trump bandwagon. But it's way worse than that in Congress. There's an effort underway to expunge both of Donald Trump's impeachment. Now, I don't know how that even works in Congress, but how does that make you feel? Because you and your fellow members of Congress were there on January 6th when this happened. That perfect phone call that led to the first impeachment has a role to play in this war in Ukraine. I mean, these are remarkably serious things. And rather than criticizing Donald Trump for either of them, your Republican colleagues are looking to expunge the impeachments.
Democrats passed the infrastructure law to rebuild roads and bridges and highways, and the CHIPS and Science Act to bring back high-tech manufacturing to America. Republicans in control, they're just now doing silly stuff. There is no such thing known as an expungement of an impeachment in the U.S. Constitution. It's really just a glorified press release with a meaningless vote because there's going to be no records that are sealed. There's going to be no documents that are going to be blacked out. People are not going to forget that there were two impeachments. This really is just a political stunt, and it's really something that Republicans shouldn't be doing. They should be trying to help the American family move forward.
Democratic Representative Ted Lieu of California, thank you, sir, for being with us. Ted Lieu was also a House manager during the second impeachment trial of Donald Trump. We appreciate your time, as always.